Well, greetings, friends. Father Frank Pavone here from our National Office of Priests for Life on Staten Island, New York. And today, for my Facebook Live message with you, I am obviously joined by somebody else. She is one of our staff people. Many of you know her because she handles the correspondence and public outreach for our ministry, both in English and in Spanish, and it's Victoria Gizandi. Victoria, glad to have you joining us.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Bienvenidos todo el mundo.
We have, we're going to do in a number of these videos an introduction to the various things we do at Priests for Life, the many different ministries we have, the many different activities we undertake, because we find that even among the people who follow us, who know about us, not to mention all the many who do not, there's really not a deep awareness of all the different things that we do. So, Victoria, today we want to talk to them about the fact that, well, many people ask us, do you have anything in Spanish? Do you do anything for the Spanish-speaking community? And both in the United States and worldwide, we have a lot of resources in Spanish. And we're here to talk to you a little bit about that today. We're going to go through just a number of the ways in which we reach, educate, and inspire the Spanish-speaking population. And we'll have Victoria say some things also in Spanish so that those who are viewing may understand it also in that language.
Well, el padre quiere contarle a ustedes que la gente siempre preguntan, ¿ustedes tienen recursos en español? Y él dice, sí, sí tenemos muchos y hoy vamos a hablar sobre todas nuestras páginas web y todos los recursos que tenemos para nuestros amigos y nuestros hermanos habla hispanos.
One of the best resources we have in Spanish is, in fact, Victoria, to be able to take the correspondence that we receive, whether it's email, snail mail, comments on social media, telephone calls from Spanish-speaking people. And so she is able to obviously interact with the public in that way. And then, of course, we had for a number of years Father Victor Salomon, a priest assigned to us, who many of you know, Father Victor, was traveling and speaking, doing masses and so forth in Spanish. And we will be bringing on another priest sometime in 2017 who will be able to do exactly the same thing. The priests that are on staff right now, we can handle a certain amount of Spanish. I can say Mass in Spanish as I do in my travels on the road and preach. But really the fluency, of course, from someone who grew up that way is what we very much need. Now, we have many ministries, and for those ministries in English, we normally have a corresponding Spanish website. So our main website, priestsforlife.org, is found in a Spanish equivalent at sacerdotesporlavida.org, and that website has quite a few resources, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Do you want me to go into that? Okay, well, just to translate what he said earlier, para nuestros hermanos habla hispanos, ustedes cuando quieran pueden llamarnos, yo también contesto los teléfonos aquí, email, todos los mensajes por Facebook, y el Facebook se llama facebook.com Sacerdotes por la Vida. Tenemos el ministerio o el apostolado de el viñedo de Raquel.org. Should I go through all these?
Yes, well, let's talk about each of them separately.
Okay,
El Viñedo de Raquel, of course, Rachel's Vineyard is a ministry of Priests for Life, operates under our umbrella. The co-founders of Rachel's Vineyard, Teresa and Kevin Burke, as well as the Rachel's Vineyard national team, are full-time employees of Priests for Life. And so they're our pastoral associates in this ministry. We foster and support and encourage and largely fund throughout the world. Now we have, therefore, these retreats are also done in Spanish. So the rachelsvineyard.org website will bring you to a guide as to where you can find these retreats for healing after abortion. And El Viñedo de Raquel.org is where you can find the Spanish retreat schedule as well.
Ok, empezando con el viñedo de Raquel. Es una página para todos nuestros retiros, para sanación después de aborto, y es parte de nuestro apostolado aquí de Sacerdotes por la Vida. Y hay retiros en todas las partes del mundo, de los Estados Unidos también, y en español también. Así que si quieren encontrar, ahí se encuentran esa página, elviñedo.org. de Raquel.org.
Including in Argentina, where that's how Pope Francis, before he
Y en
became Pope,
Argentina.
came to know about Rachel's Vineyard. He's very, very supportive of it, as he has told me personally. So Rachel's Vineyard, now, springing from and closely related to Rachel's Vineyard, as so many of you know, is the Silent No More Awareness Campaign. And this is the effort by which those who have been healed after abortion give testimony. And they tell the world about the deception and despair that led them to abortion, about the pain that abortion brought, and most importantly, about the healing and hope and forgiveness and mercy that Jesus Christ and his church, through the pro-life movement, brought to them. And so Silent No More is also in Spanish. Campaña No Más Silencio. That's the website, campañanomasilencio.org.
Ok, como dijo el padre, campañanomasilencio.org es nuestra página donde la gente hablan, dan sus testimonios sobre sus abortos y cómo llegaron a la sanación a través del movimiento Pro Vida y a través de Priests for Life o Sacerdotes por la Vida. Y ahí puedes encontrar cuentos y testimonios y las historias de la gente que se han curado sobre la herida de aborto con retiros o lo que sea. Y ahí se encuentra campañanomasilencio.org.
Now, what about oración? Prayer. Prayer is at the center of our efforts, of course. And I've been talking on these Facebook Live videos about prayercampaign.org, where you will find at various times and seasons of the year, like now, for example, we have the Advent Prayer for Life. You'll find prayers that correspond to what's happening either in the church year or in the world, the political sphere, and various prayers corresponding to various tasks and projects being done in the pro-life movement. So prayercampaign.org in English and campañadeoracion.org in Spanish. Lots of Spanish prayers.
Sí, o sea, campañadeoracion.org es la página donde se encuentran todas nuestras oraciones, novenas, sobre los proyectos que estamos haciendo, sobre la liturgia, la liturgia y el viento, ¿qué más? Todo, o sea, los proyectos, en las elecciones había una novena sobre las elecciones, todo lo que le corresponde a lo que está pasando en el mundo en ese momento.
And speaking of the elections, of course, politicalresponsibility.com is our election website, not only in election years, but all the time. And because political responsibility is a basic aspect of being a Christian. So we have politicalresponsibility.com also in Spanish, the website being responsabilidadpolitica.com.
Ok, responsabilidadpolitica.com, ahí se encuentra todas las cosas que uno quiere saber, lo que está ocurriendo en el mundo, pero en las elecciones ahí también teníamos mucha información y entonces ahí se puede encontrar cosas básicas. Y es básico, es la parte básica de un cristiano tener esta responsabilidad política. Entonces, por eso tenemos esa página.
Lots of people said our election prayer, by the way, and electionprayer.com in English. And obviously, the prayers that were offered for this election really were answered in a powerful way. And we also have, brothers and sisters, a good number of videos on YouTube. And Victoria makes many of those videos herself. We have videos that are basically on two YouTube channels, which I will let Victoria explain, Sacerdotes por la Vida and Contra el Aborto. Now, one of them, Sacerdotes, has liturgical resources, just like we have on our Priests for Life YouTube, commentaries on the readings each week of the liturgy, commentaries that help us reflect on the pro-life dimensions of those readings and therefore are useful not only for our personal meditation, each of us, but also for the one who is preaching a pro-life message. And then the Contra el Aborto on YouTube is a more general set of videos on various aspects of abortion and why we need to oppose it.
Bueno, las dos páginas de videos que tenemos están en YouTube y se encuentran en youtube.com línea contra el aborto y el otro es youtube.com línea sacerdotes por la vida. Ahora, el canal de Sacerdotes por la Vida, ahí se encuentran recursos para los curas, los sacerdotes, los diáconos, y son recursos para la liturgia, pero también ideas para homilías y comentarios sobre las lecturas de ese domingo. Ahora, la otra página de contra el aborto es más general, son puntos puntos pro vida, información, argumentos pro vida, y ahí se encuentra en contra el aborto en el canal de YouTube.
And we're still not finished, brothers and sisters, with our Spanish resources at Priests for Life. We have and we teach, as you know, a pro-life spirituality. And because pro-life movement is not just a movement, it's not just a cause or an ideology, it is a spirituality. It is an aspect of following Christ. Loving God, loving your neighbor includes loving your unborn neighbor. So we teach the spirituality of pro-life, especially drawing from the writings of John Paul II and Mother Teresa, two modern-day, recently canonized pro-life saints. And missionariesofthegospeloflife.org is where we give you all these resources in Spanish, in English. The corresponding Spanish website, misionerosdelavida.org. And the Missionaries of the Gospel of Life is really a haven for many people, isn't it? To live their pro-life commitment in the context of their faith.
Yeah, okay. La página misionerosdelavida.org es donde se encuentra la información si uno quiere pertenecer a la espiritualidad pro vida. Es como... Would you say it's a certification?
Mm-hmm. It's a pro-life spirituality training program. You get to make a public commitment.
Okay, es un entrenamiento para comprometerse a la vida pro vida en todas partes, en todos aspectos de la vida. Y ahí se encuentra en esa página.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is a lot of material, obviously, and the overall website, once again, the website and the Facebook page that we want to make you aware of and that you can go to regularly, besides all these specific ministry websites, obviously the overall one, sacerdotesporlavida.org, Priests for Life, Sacerdotes por la Vida, and see there the vast resources that we have. And then, of course, the Facebook page, facebook.com/Sacerdotes por la Vida. And there you will even find some live broadcasts like this at times, messages from Victoria. And we will also have, as I say, as we bring on more priests, Spanish-speaking priests onto our team, they, of course, will minister directly to our audience in that particular way and be able to do speaking engagements in Spanish as they travel around. So we really are very much aware of and intent upon and committed to serving the needs of our Spanish-speaking brothers and sisters and not just of Spanish speaking, because we know this is not simply a matter of language, it's a matter of culture. How people perceive these issues, how people interact with the wider culture, and because, brothers and sisters, the pro-life movement belongs to everybody. It belongs to everybody who's alive. So whatever cultural background we have, this is our movement, and we need to constantly be remembering that and serving everybody that belongs to the movement, just as we serve the African-American community throughout Vida King. That's another entire branch of our work, which will be the subject of another one of these videos in the weeks to come.
Okay, I'm going to try and remember all that. Just para que se acuerden, si no se pueden acordar de todas estas páginas, lo importante es acordarse que todo esto se puede encontrar en la página sacerdotesporlavida.org y el otro es en nuestra página de Facebook, que es facebook.com/sacerdotes por la vida. Y el padre estaba contando que a nosotros nos interesa poder llegar a todo el mundo, de todas culturas, pero también a la cultura hispana. Queremos incluir a todos. Entonces, por eso estamos dando todos estos recursos para ustedes.
You know, before the election, I gave that message in Spanish. Remember, you helped me. You helped me with that. We wrote it out. I gave a fairly lengthy message and then prayer just before the elections. And so I went over all my pronunciation with you. I mean, we study Spanish in the seminary, of course, so we have to be able to say Mass and so forth. But but obviously we need to practice a little bit, and we'll continue to do that. So friends, thank you for spending some time with us here, and please spread the word. Again, many people ask me, oh, you do so many great things with Priests for Life. Do you have material in Spanish? And not only all these online resources that we were just talking about, but we also have brochures, printed brochures in Spanish. One of our basic ones, the teaching of the Bible against abortion. So La Enseñanza de la Biblia contra el aborto, we have that in a brochure. And so, for example, in parishes where there is a Spanish-speaking community, we can send those brochures as we do to English-speaking parishes. And this is something that is very, very important. That's not the only one we have. We have various other brochures giving our message in the Spanish language. And we will continue, of course, to promote and to produce those all around the
Ok,
country.
una cosa más, tenemos muchos folletos en español que se pueden comprar y meter en los boletines de la iglesia sobre muchos temas. Uno de ellos que mencionó el padre es sobre el aborto y las enseñanzas de la Biblia. Entonces, ¿y estos se encuentran dónde? Sacerdotes por la Vida. Sacerdotesporlavida.org, ahí va a encontrar en la página donde dice información o folletos en español.
And I see from some of the comments that are coming in that some people are sharing this information with others. We rely on you to be the bridge between what you're hearing now and maybe those who do not speak English at all, and you can let them know that yes, we're here for them too in Spanish. So please do share what we are sharing with you, because remember, as we always say on our television, oh, that's another thing, we have television and radio programs in Spanish as well. We have done an entire series on EWTN called Defendiendo la Vida, the Spanish version of Defending Life. And when Father Victor was with us, he did those programs as well as radio programs. And of course, they still are rebroadcast, and we'll be producing many, many more as well. So continue to spread the word with us and for us. And thanks for all you do to defend life. And thank you, Victoria, for all you do to help us reach so many people.
No se olviden compartir este video y todos nuestros recursos con sus amigos habla hispanos. Gracias, amigos.
God bless you all, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow. Take care.